All right, welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of Bears Film Room presented by sportsmockery.com. My name is Dave, joined by Ficky. We cover the Bears for Sports Mockery, and we have a really good episode today. We're going to go ahead and break down Bears versus Browns, another playoff game. I said it last week. These next four games are just going to have that playoffs vibe, atmosphere. We're back at Soldier Field. The Bears, this is a must win. You know, they lose this, Vic. I don't think we're making the playoffs. I truly don't. I hate to be like, but what's the word? One game, means this much, but it truly does, especially at this stage of the season. So, Vic, before we hop into it, I got my coffee, even coffee here. How you doing, man, on this Saturday?
I'm doing good, too. I just chugged mine because I'm a sicko. My even coffee straight down because I was tired as hell waking up this morning. But, yeah, I'm doing good. It's going to be interesting today. I don't think there's much college football on, or I don't know if it's a bias. I don't know if there's anything to watch this week, but, I'm excited to get back at it. Army-Navy, is that? Oh, that's right. It's the only game this week every year. So That's all we got. So probably not much football watching for me. But overall, I'm pretty good. The stakes, I feel you where it's like every week does matter, and it does. That happens at the end of the season. But like the stakes don't feel as high as like Packer week where it just doesn't, I'm not like as emotionally or nervous wreck going into it. But, it will be good. It's going to be a good test. I will say this, though. That game is going to be cold as hell tomorrow. And I feel bad for anyone that's got to play in it. That is freezing. I went 3 years ago. Maybe that was 2 years ago. 3 years ago. Yeah. 3 years ago, went to the Fields versus Bills Sunday Christmas game. Swear to God, stadium was empty. There was barely anyone there. You get your food. You walk back to your seat and your food is frozen. I got a beer, walked back in a can, and it exploded because it was so cold. And I was like, this is horrible. And it sounds like the conditions are going to be about the same. So if anyone is going to this game, please, you're going to need like 8 layers. Please warm up, and hopefully they walk away with the win, unlike the game I went to. But overall, I'm feeling pretty good. How about you, Dave?
Yeah, I think you win this one against Cleveland, and you have an opportunity to have the same vibes as last week where you're probably hopefully playing for first in the division. Which, if the Packers lose this week against Denver, the Bears have a really good opportunity. If they win, they'll be back in first in the NFC North. And so we have kind of like a run it back, like exact same scenario where the NFC North is, on the line once again, but this time you're playing at home. So, but first, we're going to go ahead and break down just Bears versus Browns, kind of our expectations. You guys have obviously been here before for these, preview shows, so you know what to expect, bold predictions. Headlines for Monday, and of course our overall predictions. But we'll break down the matchup as well. Before we hop in, again, we do have our Even Coffee, Chicago-based coffee shop, single serve cups, and a really good part that it goes towards just supporting mental health. So again, you can check it out. Link in the description. If you have any questions, reach out to me. But like I said, Chicago-based, great cause. It doesn't get much better than that. So, but Bears versus Browns, Fick. Let's go ahead and hop in. Oh, also, we have voicemails as well. I think you guys got some more voicemails that you guys sent in, and we weren't able to get to on the instant reaction show last week. So go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and just to clarify, we typically like to play them during, and we did. I think we played about 6 or 7 of them. But if you get them in kind of mid to late show, we don't see them, so they spill over to this week. So if you're going to do your voicemails, please send them in. We love playing them. Try to get them in like a little bit earlier, or like right after the game, or during the game as well. Whenever you want to send them in, just so that we can, when we start the show, we make sure we have all of them in there. But we do appreciate it, and like Dave said, we do play all of them, so we will play them at the end of the show. Also, follow Jay Chicago Bears down here, and also do what he says. Hit the like and subscribe. Stay up to date. But both his page and our page, great stuff. So shout out to Nick Rohde over there that runs that page.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
Nick's the best.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into it. Oh, and then I totally forgot to throw this up there. If you're Even Coffee, $5 as well. BFR to get $5 off Even Coffee. Not sure if you mentioned it, but I definitely forgot to.
No, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Let's get into the injury report, and I will say this. This has easily been the first time it's been lopsided in our favor by this much. When I was looking at their injury report, I was like, wait, am I looking at the Browns or the Chicago Bears? Because typically ours looks like that. But let's start off with the good news first. Our injury report looks pretty solid. The big one here is Kyler Gordon, which is definitely It's obviously disappointing, but I'd say that is the biggest injury of the season just due to the length and how it's been. If we go back, he got injured. He came back, week 1 or week 4, got injured again, then came back last week, or supposedly came back, as I throw up the air quotes, got injured again in pre-warmups, and then now he's out. And it seems like the talk is, it hasn't been fully confirmed, but it seems like he's going to be out the rest of the season. So that is just a brutal blow, especially after giving him a bag. I'm not blaming him for his injury, and I'm not saying, we shouldn't have given him the money. It just sucks because, you just paid him to extend him, and now he's out for the full season. And also, he's had a little bit of an injury bug in his first 3 years on the Bears, so it's just not great to see. Travis Homer got injured again. He was limited, but he's out. He came back last week. Good news, though, Odunze, as you can see, limited all week, questionable, but there was reports that came out right before the show that optimistic, and he's trending towards playing. And then as you can see here, not that many other players on the list. Hippolyte's back. Jalen Johnson's full all the way through. He's on the list because that groin, just to be sure. Tyreek Stevenson, his hip, he's back, which is great because he was out last week. And then Zacchaeus, who looked like he got dinged up last week, is going to be playing. Anything on there, Dave?
Throw it back up for me real quick.
Yeah, no problem.
I always like to kind of look at it as I go through here, but nothing too crazy. I think it is. I said it earlier in the week. Nothing really changed, as far as Friday goes. But this is the best as far as what this team looks like as far as health wise. They have continued to get healthy, and now in these final 4 games, I think they're probably one of the healthier teams in the NFC. Kyler Gordon, it's a huge loss, but they've, to be honest, they've played a lot of this season, most of it without him. CJ Gardner-Johnson will be fine. He kind of got a little exposed last week, but that was kind of on kind of DA a little bit too, manning up, Christian Watson. But I think Kyler is a big one, and that stinks. Travis Homer, special teams guy. Rome, we did get news here that he is trending to play tomorrow, which honestly is pretty good. That means he's probably feeling, even better than at least I thought. I thought maybe there was an opportunity to hold him until next week against the Packers, but this is a playoff game. You want everyone back. If he's good enough to go, even in limited fashion, we missed him last week. Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson. I think that's a big one. Having Stevenson back for depth. Nick McLeod, no offense to him, but this will be good to kind of rotate Stevenson. But you got to keep Jalen and Nashawn Wright on the field at the same time. You do. Those guys are just they are great. So, Bears injury report. There's nothing we can really say now. Like, we've been upset about how long it's been, and this is the shortest. So, and Ben Johnson said that they'll be playing their best football, and I think now this is lining up to be a really good opportunity to see what the Bears can do in these final 4 games, because they are healthy. Knock on wood here, as they head into Cleveland to play Cleveland at home. So I can't be. Yeah, this is what you want. No excuses now. So
this is about, for NFL injury reports, this is about as clean as you're gonna get. Like, this is the
NFL. We're about to bring up Cleveland's, dude. It's
I had to crop the image to fit everything on there. It was so long. Let's take a look at this list.
Hey, before we do, though, shout out to Cream Sleeve.
Hey,
on
Cream
Twitter.
Sleeve in here. Good morning, gentlemen. I got the Bears winning this one tomorrow, despite the news of Travis Homer being out. Love that. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Cream. Appreciate that. Yeah, Travis Homer. That's the big loss on the injury report. I appreciate that one there. But look at this list, Dave. Now, again, this is kind of like how the Bears injury report is. This is showing everyone that was limited at some point, right? So I'm not gonna go through the whole list. I'm gonna go through the guys that are out, and then ones that were potentially injured that may not be a full percent. So let's go to the guys that are out first. Starting tackle Jack Conklin, he is out, and then you go to Aiden Huntington, who's like the 3rd string defensive tackle. He's out, so that's not that big of a deal. But David Njoku, who I'd say is a top 10 tight end in the NFL, he is out. And then you have Dylan Sampson, the rookie running back. He is out. And then you have Wyatt Teller, their starting guard. He is out. And you have Denzel Ward, I'd say a pretty good corner in the NFL. He is out. Deshaun Watson, he's not playing, but he is out. So when you're looking at the offensive line, they're out their starting guard, and they're out their starting tackle. And then you go, well, who's filling in backup for them? Well, you got some people that are questionable. I think Tevin Jenkins, his list is so long. Tevin Jenkins, we should know that name. He's the backup guard, and he was limited the last 2 days, so he's banged up. And then I swear there was someone else. Oh, yeah, Joel Bitonio, who is their other starting guard, was looking like he possibly wasn't going to play because he started with 2 DNPs, and he's limited. So when you're looking at their offensive line, starting left tackle out, starting left guard out, backup left guard injured, starting center out. I mean, a backup left guard is beat up. Starting center out. Starting right guard almost out, questionable, so he's beat up. And then their starting right tackle's been healthy. So 4 out of 5 of their guys from the starting standpoint are either out of the game or beat up, right? And then backup as well with like a Tevin Jenkins. So that O-line is not looking great. Another one to look at here is Malachi Corley. He is questionable. Since it's a concussion, he's probably playing. But Mason Graham, who had a rib injury, and he's been looking pretty good. Their top 5 pick did not participate for 2 of the days and was limited on Friday. And he is listed as questionable. Then also Cedric Tillman, their starting wide receiver as well. Same case here. Did not participate for 2 of the days. Was limited on Friday and questionable. So all in all, they are beat the hell up, right? No matter which way you look at, more on the offensive side than the defensive side. But this is first time in a long time that a team has looked kind of like how the Bears have, and we've actually been on the healthier side of this. Now I'm going to put it up again because it's about to end, Dave. But
you're good. You can take it off. Actually, I mean, I don't want to look at that anymore. It's
so hard to read.
Getting dizzy. But a couple things on there. Bears defensive line. This is an opportunity for them to kind of get maybe get hot a little bit as they head into these final 4 games. Austin Booker, Jervon Dexter, Grady Jarrett, of course, Montez Sweat. I expect, I have some bold predictions here. But I think that they have to get pressure on Sanders, but also I want to see some sacks. Like there has to be at least 2. If you don't get 2 this game, I'm just going to be so disappointed because I understand there's a couple of their linemen that are going to probably play, but they're going to be banged up. So you take advantage of guys missing, and then, of course, guys not being 100%. On top of that, David Njoku, he's killed. Like the Bears have played him a couple times. Well, the Browns, the last few years? Yeah. I feel like he always has a decent game against us. So him being out, I feel so good about. On top of, like I said, a lot of these guys that are questionable or not 100%, even if they do play. The Bears have such a good opportunity here at home to really just get the offense going. I think the Browns, I was doing some research before this game. They have the second best run defense in regards to yards per carry, which is
they got a good defense.
Quite incredible.
They got a really good defense.
So all I'm saying is with all these injuries, the Bears have a very, very good setup game where they can get right. I'm not gonna say that it's almost feels like a trap game, but I don't really believe in those NFL. Anything can happen. We saw, of course, the Bucs lose to the Falcons on Thursday
the Browns
night.
I think the Browns beat the Packers, right? The team we just lost to. So they can technically beat anyone.
Yeah.
You beat
and
one
Sanders
of the
wasn't even playing.
He wasn't, which is crazier. Was that Flacco before he got traded?
I think so.
That may have been. And
Flacco, I'd rather play Sanders than Flacco, I think. Because we played Flacco in Cincy, and he torched us, if I remember correctly. Almost 400 yards.
400 yards. Yeah, his career high. Yeah, good defense. So it wasn't good.
So no excuses here for the Bears. They have the advantage here. Obviously, still have to go out there and play on the field. So we'll see. But looking at that, you got to feel really good, and it's about damn time the Bears aren't on the other side of that. So
absolutely. Now let's take a look at the team though overall. This is such a weird matchup that we have here because, as you can see, this is the first time all season the Browns have 0. Let me repeat that: 0 footballs on the offensive side of the ball. They are 32nd, 31st, and I think 29th when it comes to passing, rushing, and pass blocking, or just block win rate. It's pretty bad, right? On our side, we haven't changed. We lost a football this week on the pass defense side because the Packers put up a little bit more on us than what was the other previous matchups we had. But overall, we've kind of been consistent of who we are. We're a good running team. We're an okay passing team because we don't turn the ball over. Our pass blocking's pretty good. Our run blocking's pretty good. And our defense lives off the turnovers. Let's be real. No pass rush. Pass defense is better. Rush defense has been kind of consistent in the lower end, but not awful. And that's the Bears. The Browns, though, as you can see here, for what their offense doesn't have, their defense makes up for it. You mentioned it. I think there's in an aggregation of the data I collect, they are the second best run defense in the NFL, and they're top 10 in pass defense as well. I think this came out to like 7 or 8, so they're pretty good. And then their pass rush, I mean, just Myles Garrett alone, he has 20 sacks, y'all. Two away from the NFL record. I think 2.5. Yeah, he's 3 away from it. 2.5 is the record. 22.5 by Strahan, who I believe he got it on Favre is when he broke that record. But anyways, Myles Garrett alone has him just in the top 10 because, bro, the closest defender to the sack total to Myles Garrett is 7 sacks away. That's someone's full season of sack numbers. I think that's like where Montez Sweat is right now, 7 sacks. So he's definitely been on a tear, and he's been crazy. But their D-line's been good. Even Mason Graham, I think, leads all rookie defensive tackles in tackles. He's been pretty solid. But overall, this defense is really, really good. And it's not just this year. They were top 10 last year. I'm pretty sure top 10 the year before that as well. So they've consistently put a lot of focus on this defensive side of the ball, and it shows. The only caveat here, or I'd say benefit on our end, is the big one is Denzel Ward. That's a big name, big corner that is out for them that, maybe they don't play up to that top 5 potential that they are, and maybe we can get a worse performance. Now, how bad will it be? I don't know, because they're really good, but maybe we get a worse performance from them where we can take advantage of. But overall, as you can see, this is a battle of 2 things. Will our offense score on their defense, and will our defense be able to stop their offense? Because it's basically great versus great and bad versus bad. So we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm at like the point where it's like I feel so good about this game, but at the same time I'm so uneasy. It's a weird feeling. I at least I know some people probably feel that way, and that's just the Bears for you sometimes. So, yeah.
Well, maybe
we play at noon too. Kind of feel good about that finally. Like I feel like we haven't. Last 2 games was Green Bay, and then we play at 3:25.
Yeah, we played 2 4 games or 3 games.
No, we played Eagles on Black Friday.
Oh yeah, prime time, which was around 3.
And then we played 3:25 Packers. So now we get back to like the 12 o'clock slot.
And I think it's 12 all the way through unless they flex us, which they might. Oh no, they flex the Packers. They flex the Packers game. The next
nighttime.
Is it Sunday night? Yep. Sunday night.
Oh my. Good Lord. That's
they flex that one.
Awesome.
Of course. I love it though. Well, just to help your, because I know you said you're not at ease after seeing that. Saturday night.
Yep.
I forgot they start to do those Saturday games later into the season.
December 20th.
Okay. Yeah, especially on the holiday.
We're less than a week away.
It's literally a week from today. Yeah.
Short week.
It's crazy. All right. Well, to ease your nerves here, Dave, Vegas doesn't think this is close at all. So they have us, Chicago, -7.5, which is our biggest spread ever, by the way. At least this season, not like all time, but like for this season, this is definitely the biggest one. So we haven't been favored more than this matchup. Over under, this is easily by far our lowest over under. And I think a lot of that has to do to the weather conditions. It's only 38.5. And just to give you reference, I think our last 3 games were all 44 or more. So they're saying literally a touchdown or less. And then the money line, look at this. I would not even throw a penny on this. -380. For us to be favored. So you'd have to throw so much money down just to make little. So that's definitely not worth it. And again, we're not betting on the Bears. We don't do that. Our stress already gets high enough and anxiety gets high enough. But if you were to pick a bet here, do any of these look favorable? Or are you just like, nah, I'm not touching a single one?
Over under. I think the Bears put up some points. I just think that you're going to score. And I think Sanders as well. I think both defenses are going to give up some points this week. So if I'm doing anything, I'm not touching any of the other 2.
No.
With the 10-foot pole, no way. But the over-under, I know it's going to be cold. Caleb, his arm, like it doesn't cold, hot. It doesn't matter. His arm is his arm. It's electric. And I think the Bears are just going to be able to hopefully, this is my optimism. I think they just need a drop 30 on their head type performance before they head into Green Bay. They need that confidence that,
especially from the passing game. Running game's been fine. Get something on the passing side.
And I think it's going to be both sides. I think both running backs. I think the running backs are going to be fine. I think Caleb's going to connect a little bit more. I think he's going to be a little bit more accurate. So, trying to speak into existence, but I feel really good about that.
We'll take it. Yeah, I agree. That's probably the only one I would touch. The rest of them, I'm like, absolutely not. No,
Yeah.
I'm not taking any of those. All right, before we get into the key matchups and keys of the game, let's go ahead and get to our first ad break here. First off, thank you for watching the BFR Podcast, the #1 show for the fans by the fans. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe, as it just helps our show grow and helps the algorithm get this show out to other awesome, amazing Bear fans like y'all as we're trying to grow this community. If this is your first time, also leave a hashtag New Face Gang in the chat. That's hashtag New Face Gang in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out before the end of the show. And if this is not your first time, this is your second time, you watched over 100 episodes or anything in between, then you are a true OG, and we want to show you some love as well. So please leave a hashtag OG in the chat, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out before the end of the show. Thank y'all for all the support for the #1 show for the fans by the fans, the BFR Podcast. Now let's get back to the show. Awesome. Appreciate that. Yeah, go ahead and leave them. I know we love it because the show started and there's already people in the comments dropping in New Face Gang and OG. So we appreciate it. But if this is your first time, drop it in the chat. We always give you guys a shout at the end of the show because, again, we want to put you fans first because you are watching the Bears Film Room Podcast, the #1 show for the fans, by the fans, because Dave and I are fans like y'all. So we appreciate all the love and support, and we want to let y'all shine. All right, let's get to the key matchups here, and let's see what we got. This one's pretty obvious, but I just had to call it out. I had to. This man is just balling so much. You've got to figure it out. Offensive tackles, Bears offensive tackles versus Myles Garrett. Pretty simple and plain. The Bears offensive line right now is 5th in the NFL in sacks allowed with only 20. So they're playing really well. But as we saw with Michael Parsons, or even going back to the Raiders game against Max Crosby, it only takes one guy to really F up your whole game plan, right? And so the Bears need to figure out a way, whether it's chip blocking, double teams, combo blocks, whatever it is, to keep this man in check. He cannot, for sure, can't break the record against us, which I don't think he will. The offensive line's better than that, and Ben Johnson can scheme better than that. But if you just give him to 1 sack, that's fine. If he gets more than that, that's when you start to see drives get killed and probably make the game closer than it should be. So you got to figure out a way to slow him down. Easier said than done.
I think also, just before we get to my key matchup, I think Garrett is a tier above Parsons too. Ben, they did a really good job game planning against him, especially in that second half where they adjusted some things. However, he didn't get a sack, but man, he got 7 pressures, which is the most on both sides for both teams. So, and that pressure alone, it causes a throwaway. It causes, it did stall a drive or two, I believe, those pressures. So Myles Garrett is I would say 2 things here. Don't let him get the record, and then don't let him get a turnover. That's the big thing for me.
Strip sack.
Take the sack if you need to, but do not get a strip sack that's like a touchdown or flips the field, those type of things. That cannot happen. So, but I know I've seen some arguments, hey, we kind of silenced Parsons. Not really. Like, he didn't get a sack. That's great. But also, if there's any guy that's a tier above, which is hard to imagine, it's Myles Garrett. And he is he's like Superman. It's crazy. So,
then we got a comment here from Taylor Gang, said, how many for the record? 3. Yep. He has 20. The record's 22.5. So he needs 3 to break it. And I'm pretty sure all season we have never had a 3-sack game, or maybe that's our most, and it's never been from one player. But like Dave said, if there's anyone to break the trend, or if there's one person on planet Earth that could do that, I don't know, it might be Myles Garrett. So he is definitely on a tear this year. Yeah, do it. The big thing is just don't do it against us. Go break the record somewhere else, please. Let's walk out with a win. Let's feel good about this team. And if
he gets 3 sacks, we probably might lose this game.
For sure,
possibly.
Yeah. I mean, 3 sacks is a lot. That can cause a lot of.
It's
chaos.
Caleb, the best quarterback at sack avoidance in the NFL right now, versus the guy that is the best at getting sacks. So
so we'll see what happens.
Your best.
We'll see what happens. We do have a super chat here from at Bear Down Ken on YouTube. Appreciate that. $2 super chat said Bears run D been torched their last 8 weeks. They didn't look good against Tony Pollard last week. I think I saw someone post a comment in there. But overall, if you look at the full season, they've been pretty good. But they definitely declined over the last week. And I think that's also because both of their defensive tackles, including Mason Graham, have been injured or in and out the past couple of weeks. So that obviously plays a big part. But Mason Graham, like we said, is back. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, they've definitely been hit with the injury bug like crazy. Okay, let's go ahead and get to yours, Dave. Your key matchups here.
Yeah, I have the Bears D-line versus the Cleveland's O-line. I think that if they can get pressure on Sanders, it's going to be so good for this offense. Getting 3 and outs, not letting Sanders hit some big plays. I think this is the opportunity. I said early in the show where they're going to need to be able to get some pressure, and not just pressure, but sacks this game. Also, maybe some turnovers. Looking at C.J. Gardner-Johnson, some of the exotic blitzes that we always talk about with Dennis Allen. The thing last week is Dennis Allen, he sent too many, and I guess it's not that he sent too many. It's like they still didn't get pressure in time.
Yeah.
Jordan Love,
diced it.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good, especially on that back foot where he kind of maybe steps to the side and throws that fade away. It buys him that extra second where it's like, we just can't get there. I don't think Sanders is quite there at that level of like Jordan Love, who's in like year 6 or year 7. So this is the game where I think you can wreck it. Montez Sweat, Austin Booker, not just getting a sack, but maybe a strip, steal possession or 2. The Bears D-line, they have to be able to eat this game. If they can't, we know we're already upset. Like, this is a great edge class, but we're still a year away from getting that guy or maybe 2. So at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. And Montez Sweat, he has come on. I think he has 7.5 sacks in the last 8 or 9 games.
Yeah.
Go get 2 more. That would be awesome. So
would be. Yeah, we also need some help from Booker as well.
He's in the top 10 for like pressures.
Who, Booker?
Not like pressures, but yeah, like win or something. He was in the top 10 for.
Okay.
Not Booker. No.
Oh, I was saying, I was like Booker. Yeah, Sweat's been playing much better. He definitely needs some help, but we got to get it from somebody on the other side of the ball. So I agree with you. If there's a game where you're going to be able to do it, it'd probably be a game where half of their O-line is out. So
Grady Jarrett, I want to see him get a little bit. He hasn't even had a sack this year, and I understand, he does it in other ways, sometimes, but like I just want a little bit more production out of him. So if he can get on the board here with a sack.
I feel like Grady's had like 2 good games, and then all the rest of them, it feels like he's kind of been non-existent. So we definitely, it shows this,
and he's older too.
We have a bottom
that injury he had to do with.
That's true. That knocked him out for a little bit. But look, you make a good point. It's a bottom 5 pass rush for a reason. That they got to do better, and this is a game that could build some confidence on that side of the ball. So I'd love to see them step up and take it by the reins. All right, let's get to the keys of the game here that we got. I'll start it off here. Some big ones, kind of a lot of similar stuff that we see week by week, but it kind of makes sense. But there's one that I want to call out that I don't think I've called out yet for this season, because we haven't played a team of this caliber in a negative way. And that's the Bears defense can't play down. Now, what I mean down is not down by score. It's the Browns offense is bad. Plain simple. It is bad. It is not a good offense. The Bears defense is much better than this offense. They cannot play down to the quality of the Browns offense. They need to come out and be effective early. There shouldn't be a long drive to start it off. Set the tone. Come out and force a 3 and out. This is a rookie quarterback, though I think Sanders is better than Gabriel. But this is a rookie quarterback that you should be able to disguise up some plays and be able to get after him, right? Cause some confusion and be able to stop it. Now, I will say Quinshon Judkins has been good for them, but their offensive line is decimated like we talked about. So everything is in favor of the Bears defense, which typically has not been the case for most of this season. Right? Other than maybe the Raiders game. Most times we're playing pretty good offenses, and the Bears have actually played over expectation. Now they are more of the favorable side. I don't want them to play down to the caliber level of the Browns offense. And then on the other side of the ball, they need to tire out the Browns defense, keep them on the field. This is a really good defense, right? The only way to take advantage, not the only way, but one of the most important ways to take advantage of a really solid defense is to get them tired. Long, sustained drives. If we can get some drives that are 13 to 17 plays, marching down the field, 80 to 90 yards, fantastic. Especially if the run game gets going, you'll tire those guys out, and you'll start to see that later, third quarter, fourth quarter. And then the final one here is develop the outside run game. We've talked about how good the run defense has been throughout the season. Now, when they have their injuries, they haven't been as great. There's only really, I wouldn't even say a weakness, but if you're going to look at where they have their biggest flaw, though it's still better than most teams in the NFL, it's running outside the tackles. So if we can figure out a way to get some power runs, outside zone runs out there to attack that weakness, I would say, of their defense, so they don't have much, that could help develop and make these long, sustained drives. I'm sure Ben Johnson knows that, and we might see that from the jump, but those are my keys to the game.
I love it. Let's hop into mine. there's some similarities that I was thinking of. But first of all, Caleb Williams, got to get him going in rhythm. I want to see him start 8 for 10, 7 for 10. I'll take that. Or hell, 10 for 10, right? Just get going. Easy completions. I need Rome. I need all these guys that are playing to be on the same page, right? We've seen a couple times where, DJ Moore, Luther Burden running in the exact same area. And I don't know who's wrong. We don't know unless we're in that, in that room as far as the game plan. But too often, Caleb, sure, he might be inaccurate, but sometimes the receivers are not helping him out. Maybe going to the tight ends early. Cole Kmet. I know he doesn't get a lot of yak, but he at least catches the ball. He does not drop many. And so getting him going, I think, to a fast start, I think it would build his confidence even more. Not that he needs it. That's one of the best things about Caleb is, hate to bring up Justin, but not last year, when we had him a couple of years ago, you could tell when Justin almost lost his confidence, right? Yeah. You could also gain it with that swagger. If he, got a big 20, 30-yard run, he kind of gets that swagger back. He plays better. Caleb, I got to give him credit. He doesn't matter. He can be 0 for 10, and he's still going to throw like he's 10 for 10. He has that confidence that just never wavers. So I love that. But getting him going, I think, would be great for just the offense as a whole, including Caleb. Secondly, I know I said earlier the Browns have a great run defense. Second in NFL, yards per carry allowed. Run. I don't care. Like, you got to keep these guys. I think it's going to be cold. They're not playing for anything, right? They're playing for a draft pick. There might be some business decisions, right, Fick? Like, if you have Kyle Monungai in the third damn quarter and, he's on his 15th carry, whatever it might be, and he's going to run through you, or at least try to, it's like a train wreck or a car wreck every single time I feel like he runs the ball. There's going to be some business decisions. Same with DeAndre Swift. He is underrated as far as his power. But I think running the ball, establishing the run, keeping it going. And Ben Johnson, I have no worry in regards to him doing that. He doesn't really stray away too much. Not like Matt Nagy did. Sometimes there'll be a possession where, like, come on, run the ball a little bit more. But he never really truly goes away or abandons it. So lastly, earlier, again, pressure the hell out of Shedeur Sanders. He is, I think, one of the worst in the NFL so far. Very limited sample size. But if you get pressure again in the blitz, he's just not that great against it yet. Now, again, he's not played a lot of snaps. No, so he's probably still, the game is slowing down for him. So, but I think if there's one guy that is kind of probably chopping at the bit right now, it's it's Dennis Allen. And he's going to take advantage of those. Not that, Sanders, who knows what he's going to be like, how he's going to, what his career is going to be. But I think at the end of the day, he's vulnerable right now because he has that limited NFL sample size or, reps. And so time on task is going to be, I think it's going to be prevalent. And I think Dennis Allen is hopefully going to be able to expose that. So, Tevin Jenkins, he's playing too. I know there's a lot of jokes, but at least he's playing. I thought he was going to be so good. I really did. You just couldn't say on the field. Yeah, his best ability is availability. He just got injured too much. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's tough. You can't pay that type of money. But I honestly, though, I do like Jonah Jackson more. Jonah Jackson's been playing fantastic. And then can't beat Joe Tooney. That's definitely on the right guard. You can't. Yeah, Joe Tooney, his overall went up to I think 96 on Madden, 99 awareness. Yeah, I mean, he's been really good. So, dude, what a great trade, a 4th rounder and an extension. If he gives us just one more good season, it'd be worth every penny, right? So, this year. This year alone's been great. But you give me one more based off the contract we gave you. I think that was a steal. Nothing's fell. He hasn't even fell like. He would have to fall off a cliff. No, I agree. I agree. The only way would be like some injury bugs that really kind of mess him up because he is older. But I'm not. God, I don't even want to talk about that. But he's been fantastic. So what a pickup there. Shout out to Pauls on that one. All right, we're gonna get down to our bold takes, and then we got our score predictions, Monday headlines, and then closing out the show. But before we do that, let's get to our second ad break here. All right, we're gonna get back to the episode real quick, but I had to take a moment to pause and tell you about something awesome that we have cooking up over here at the BFR Podcast, and that is our Patreon membership. You can join our Patreon, the BFR Den, where we have a bunch of great exclusive stuff that happens monthly, like monthly giveaways, private Zoom calls, mailbag episodes, and much, much more to come.
I mean, we've got tons of features in there. We've got 2 tiers. We have our top tier, which is $10 a month, our Hall of Fame tier. What comes with that, which is very exclusive, is our private Zoom calls with our members. So every month, you're going to get a private Zoom call with me, Dave, and Jack, and we just get to talk about whatever, shoot the shit, football, life. It's a wonderful time. And then if you want to go to the lower level, we have our Rookie Grizzly tier, which is $3 a month. And what that includes is like the private Discords, the monthly giveaways, the free merch, all the events if we have coming up, things like that, access to exclusive merch that's only for our Patreon members, and any other cool features. You'll get that at the $3 level tier. And then with the $10 level tier, you will get the private Zoom call as well. Now, you can join for free. We do post our monthly calendars in there, so you can kind of see what we have going on each month. And we post our episodes there as well. So if you want to join that ongoing community, which we keep building up, please do so at the BFR Den on Patreon. Also, as well, we give a shout out to all of our Patreon members every single episode that we do. So if you join, we'll make sure to show you some love on every episode as well. So again, you can join the BFR Den on Patreon at the BFR Den on Patreon. And we just love the support. You guys are great. Shout out to all our Patreon members, and let's get back to the show. Absolutely. Appreciate it. Yes, you joined the Patreon. We just had our call last week for the November month, which was awesome. We got to, probably had like 10 or 12 people in there. It was fantastic. So if you want to join that, you can. Link in the description. A bunch of great features in there. We're adding new stuff all the time. Dave and I are discussing new features that can go in there. And it's just a bunch of great stuff that we give back to y'all. So I appreciate all the support. And if you want to join, you can join in the link in the description.
We I also want to just, again, we're almost at 12,000 subscribers on YouTube. The growth, I think we've gained over 3,000 or 4,000 just this season alone. If you can, tell a friend, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, of course. We cannot wait just for I know we're in the regular season, but we have so much planned for the draft, for everything that's coming up in the off season. So we appreciate the support. It's been unreal on all socials, TikTok, Instagram, of course, Twitter. We appreciate you guys. This is one of the best Bear seasons we've gotten to cover since doing this pod.
Sure.
We've been doing it for 3+ years. So this is awesome. This is the ones that we live for, why we do it. And of course, enjoying it with you guys. Every one of us is our fans at the end of the day. So again, appreciate the support on all of everything, sportsmockery.com, all of our articles. Again, check us out there. Just can't thank you all enough. So just wanted to kind of put that out there before we kind of finish up the last 20 or so minutes of this show.
Absolutely. You said it perfectly. All right, let's go into our bold takes. Dave, you might be a little disappointed with this one, but
yeah, what the hell am I thinking? Caleb over 70%.
He wasn't close. Sorry.
That's a shitty take.
That's all right. That's why they're bold for a reason. But you're 4-9. I was a negative Nancy last week, and the chat ripped me apart for it, which is well deserved. But I got my bold take right. I said under 200 passing yards, and indeed he was. So I had to do it 6-7, unfortunately. So let's see where we are at for the bold takes this week. I am being positive. Bears get 3 turnovers. I really think it's going to happen. It is a cold game, and I actually think that we might get 1 or 2 fumbles, to be honest, because I just feel like it's cold. It's hard to grip the ball. The ball can be kind of slippery, right? It's hard to feel things. The grip is very loose. I actually think the Bears can get 3 turnovers, and if they do that, that's obviously a win. So I'm going bold there because if it was 2, they've done 2 a lot. They've done 3 maybe 2 or 3 times. 4, I don't think they've done at all. So I feel like that would have been, or maybe they did 4 once. Who was that? That was the Bengals. I think they got 4 on, but yeah, I'm gonna go 3 because I feel like that's bold enough, but not like impossible. And then sticking with the 3, let's go to yours here, Dave. What you have?
I have, it kind of goes back to earlier in the show, maybe like 15 minutes ago, about pressure. I think that the Bears are going to get 3+ sacks this week against Sanders. I think Sanders, again, his poise in the pocket, he tends to, again, in limited time, I watched him at Colorado. He's not as athletic. Like if you talk about Caleb Williams, right? Caleb Williams is like probably an anomaly. He's kind of like a Lamborghini as far as how he's able to just pick up speed, like how fast he gets going, right? I think he's one of like 3 or 4 players in NFL that have ran for over 20.5 miles per hour, like 3 times this year.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
And so I say that Sanders, I think sometimes believe he's a little bit more athletic than he actually is, and the Bears are going to make him pay. So sometimes I think maybe when he's going outside the pocket, where he thinks he might have a little bit more time, I think Sweat, some of these guys are going to be able to at least, get to him, especially if they send like a Brisker, Gardner Johnson, something along those lines. So I think that the Bears have a really good opportunity here to up their sacks and maybe look a little bit more respectable if they can get to Sanders, especially with that O-line.
If you're a betting man, who's the 3 sacks?
It's a team effort. I wouldn't be shocked if Jalen Johnson gets one. Because you don't expect. I think Dennis is going to utilize him. You saw him last week, which
was he playing was he playing inside a couple of times?
It was that play. So Dennis Allen, and we put this on our YouTube Shorts on Instagram. Dennis Allen, that play where they gave up the Bo Melton, I think.
Yeah.
Or was it Christian Watson?
Half? Was it the slant or was it the deep ball before half?
Deep ball before half.
That was
where Jalen Johnson is playing, I think, in
the nickel coverage.
Like, the nickel or something. And I think he was reading the tight end or something, and he just stays still for a second. And I don't know if he was supposed to go and blitz and be a part of it because they sent a lot. I think they sent 7. And Jalen kind of got stuck in like no man's land. And then all of a sudden, Jordan Love back foot throws it, and Jalen just turns his head. He's not even guarding anybody. So I say all that. I think Jalen Johnson's going to get sent this week.
Interesting that they have him in nickel. I wonder if that's due to snap count and just like getting him back healthy.
Yeah.
Because Ray McLeod, that's the wrong one. Nick McLeod has been playing outside like a lot. He played decent against the Packers last week, but like
he was the third. He was the third
PFF,
highest grade on PFF. That's crazy. I love PFF for some things. Like their grades are just kind of abysmal, though. I like the stats though. Sometimes they make it a little easier to go and get that. But I would say I'm not going to say who. Obviously, Montez Sweat, I believe, gets 1. The other 2, it doesn't matter. Just get 3+ sacks. I need this for my win-loss record too. Good Lord.
Yeah. I'm just hoping to get to 500. We'll see what happens. Only got 3 more shots at it. It could easily get worse. I can see me losing the rest of these ones on the way out. I was hoping I'd lose the negative ones. I feel like the negative ones I've gotten right more than the positive, which is so sad. But speaking of positive, let's talk about a record that looks a little bit better. Now, you won the one previously where you picked them to win. I think that was the Eagles. You picked to win. I picked to lose. So that's where we flipped. But then last week you picked to win against the Packers. I picked to lose. And so I got that one back. So as you can see here on the record, 7-6, still above 500. That's great. I am 9-4. And I just want to say I am not proud when I picked the Bears to lose, and I am right. Trust me, I'd rather be 7-6 if that meant the Bears won games. I do not care. But let's go for this week. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think I'm going to be fine here. 27-17. And I think it's more of like Bears get to 20 pretty quickly. Browns maybe have 3 or 10. You just have – it always happens in the NFL. Fourth quarter, you're really trying to get yards and score quickly. The Browns end up finding a way to maybe get like an extra touchdown or 2, maybe 10 points within the fourth quarter, something like that, to make it seem like it's closer than what it really was. But I have this I don't know if you'd consider this a blowout, but in my opinion, if you're going to watch the game, once that clock hits 0 at the end of the fourth quarter, you're going to walk away and be like, yeah, the Bears beat them easily. That's how I feel about this game. Now let's go to yours. This one. Interesting. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
I think the Bears put up 30+, 33-28 Bears. I think the Browns get that 28 might be deceiving. I think they just get like a late touchdown to make it closer. Like it's 33-21 where the Bears kind of playing prevent or a little bit more
soft coverages.
Soft. Yeah. They're going to allow a couple points at the end, maybe a couple field goals, but 33, I think the Bears win this. It's not as close as you think. But the Bears put up 30. So 33.
Yeah, I saw the 28 and I was like, oh shit, does he think this is gonna be? I mean, it could be close. It's the NFL. You don't know, but I was like,
I think it's close.
Okay.
I think it's like a two-possession game.
Are you thinking like here that Gage said, shout out to Gage, our Patreon member, said this game is better not be a cardiac game, Bears game.
The thing is, the NFL is just so close. You see, like I said, the Thursday night game, the Bucs versus Falcons, it comes down to a field goal.
Yeah.
It's just that's the NFL, and that's why it's the best league in the NFL, or the best league right now. I think at least North America. You have soccer, Premier League, Champions League. But when it comes to U.S. sports, like there's nothing better than the NFL and the product they have. There's a lot of parity. It doesn't matter if Phillip Rivers is starting tomorrow. Like
he is, which is crazy.
The NFL is just awesome. And unfortunately, the cardiac bears are a thing. And I don't think it's that close. I think that it's a late touchdown where it's 33-21. Bears give up a late one, and then they get the first down. Victory formation, 33-28. So,
I mean, I'll take 33. I mean, it's a win no matter what, so that's all that matters. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But if the Bears can get you near 30 and you walk away from this game feeling a little bit more confident about the passing game, that would be good. Because again, if the passing game is I know Denzel Ward's out. This is still a really good defense. So if the offense can look solid and balanced, I'm going to feel a lot better going into the Packers game. So we'll see what happens though. It might be 13-10 knowing the weather. Who freaking knows? We'll wait and see. But let's go to the Monday headlines here. And what I got here coming up is back in the driver's seat. Last week, my headline was pack it up because I thought the NFC North title was out of reach. But I totally forgot that the Packers play the Rams this week. So if the Rams, which I think is the best team in the NFC, beat the Packers, then we have the Packers the following week. We beat the Packers. NFC North is back in place. So I say this to say I think we'll beat the Browns, and therefore we'll be in the driver's seat to then beat the Packers to take that, or at least be in first place again for the NFC North.
It'd be so great to win tomorrow, and then the Packers lose, and we're back in first heading into Packers week again.
Yeah,
it'd just be beautiful.
Result, but that would
it's be fine. But just to be at first again, the anxiety I have at the 7th seed is it's sickening. And I made a tweet that I guess I found the Panthers. It wasn't even like a shot, but I guess it is one. I basically said I wish the Bears were. It would be like
the NFC South.
It would be nice if the Bears were the NFC South because there's two teams that have 7 wins, and then the other two are kind of like I think 5 and 3 or 5 wins, 2 teams. The Bears would be 2 games. The Bears would have a 2-game lead right now if they're over in the NFC South. But man, some of those.
You should have said the AFC North because they're even worse. The AFC North.
Well, I was trying to keep it the NFC.
No, that's fair. But I'm saying the AFC North is the Browns who were playing, the Bengals who aren't even eliminated yet, and they're 4-9. The Ravens.
We did lose
and the Steelers. We lost to the Ravens. We almost should have had a clean sweep on this division, but that you're in there. You're probably like a 5-game lead. I think the winner. I think the. Actually, I want to look that up. The AFC North standings are pretty. It's got to be the weakest division in the NFL right now. Let me see here. Yeah, so Steelers, who we beat, are 7-6. They're the leaders. Then you have 6-7 Ravens, 4-9 Bengals, who technically haven't been eliminated from the playoffs, and then the 3-10 Browns, who are playing this week.
Someone said they shouldn't have lost to 9 week 1. I said
shouldn't have lost to the Ravens and Snoop Huntley. Look, it's the NFL though, so you're not going to win all of them. We've had a lot of close game wins that we've won too. So
I'm fine losing to the Ravens. It was in Baltimore. It's a well-run organization, and
realistically, we probably would have lost them anyways if it was like Lamar and the team was healthy. Like when we were saying in the beginning of the season, I think most of us were like, "This is the Ravens. They've been, not counting this season, a top 5 team for the past 4 years." So. Yeah, that one I'm not too worried about. Okay, let's get to your Monday headline here. Let me pull it up.
I think this is one of my favorites of the year. Perfect timing. I think this you get it right, Fick. I don't have to explain it.
No, I don't.
Right?
No, I don't. Well, other than like
Sanders. Perfect timing.
Yeah, I know. I get it. No, as soon as you said Sanders, I connected it because the watch.
There you go. Yeah.
Got it.
Perfect timing.
I was like, it makes sense.
It's a get-right game. Yeah. Get-right game. You're hopefully back in first place, and you play Green Bay for the NFC North once again on the line for week 16. Perfect timing. Obviously had Sanders in there, so I enjoyed that one. I like that one.
No, that was good. Did you see last week where the Titans, every time they got a turnover, they would do his thing, but then he actually played pretty well. I think he put.
I can't believe they lost. The Browns lost to the Titans.
Lost.
That reminds. That's like the Justin Fields. That's what Justin did. He'd have a good game, like. Put his team like the Steelers, right, where we get robbed by the refs or whatever. But it's like Justin lost games like that where it's like Sanders plays great and it's like somehow the Browns lost.
Yeah.
It's like,
which is crazy because you're like, oh, your defense would show up. You're like, normally that's the issue, but the defense is pretty good, and they lost to the Titans, which is crazy. Yeah, they're not a great team in my opinion. So I feel pretty good about it. I know you do too because we picked them both to win. But
yeah,
you get right for this one. I think we both agree. You get right for this one. You're back on track to, again, back in the driver's seat where you can win the division. Of course, you got to do the Lions and the Packers, but hey. Those are the team. You want to be a great team. You want to win the division. You got to beat the other people that have a chance to do it. So it shall be an interesting, fun way to look at the rest of the season. Okay, we're going to get to our last ad break here, and then we have our voicemails that will go out. We have our shout-outs as always, and then we'll close the show. And again, we appreciate all of y'all being here through 50 minutes so far on a Saturday morning. We love doing these Saturday morning pregame show. So we really appreciate all of y'all's support here. All right. Before we close out the show, I got to tell you about some awesome stuff that we have cooked up on the BFRstore.com. As you can see here, we have hats, hoodies, mugs, stickers, a whole bunch of fire stuff. And we're always working on new creative designs, maybe jerseys coming. Yeah, who knows? But you can check it all out at thebfrstore.com. All the proceeds from the merch store just goes back right into the show. And plus, we want to give you fire stuff because we want to look fly all the time. And we want y'all to look fly as well. So if you want to support the BFR show, go to the bfrstore.com. We appreciate all the love and support. Now let's get back to the show. Hell yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself. Do appreciate it. Wearing some stuff right now. We got some new stuff we're working on. Geez, it look crazy, but some of our new logos on some new tees that we're testing out. We also have some new merch on the store as we speak. We have a new bear logo, the Chrome Bear, which looks really fire. We have some new oversized sweatshirts because it's cold right now. Sweaters, I should say. And we got our New Era sweatshirt on there, or sweater on there as well. So make sure to check that out if you just want to stay warm this season when we head up to playoff football. So I appreciate all the love and support there. And again, the proceeds from the store and from our Patreon literally go right back into the show. Like, we take every dollar and figure out, okay, how can we make better merch? How can we up, stuff in the back end to make sure we give you guys a better show and things of that nature. So you guys are kind of just benefiting yourself, right? You get some cool stuff and you get better content for you. So we really do appreciate all the support. And again, if you don't want to give us money, that's totally fine. Just like and subscribe. That's all we ask. FTA for the algorithm helps this show grow so we can keep building this awesome fan community here at Bears Film Room, because again, this is the number one show for the fans by the fans. Dave and I are fans like y'all, so we want to make sure we give back to every single one of you as we watch the Bears possibly secure the NFC North, which is crazy to say. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the voicemails here and see what we got. I think we have 4 of them from last time. Yeah, so we have Ivan, Tavon, Kevin, and Sam. So let's go ahead and take a listen here, and we'll kick it off with Ivan first.
Hi guys, this is Ivan from Mexico. I'd like to talk about the way we played on the second half, because defense was good, offense was great, the offensive line was great, but especially Caleb. The way he played that second half, he was playing on another different level. He was more accurate than I've ever seen him. He was playing the best football that I've ever seen him playing, and then they took the ball away from him on the most important 3 plays of the game. Probably first and second you had to run, but that third,
cut off. But yeah, that's a good point. Talking about that final drive, we did run it twice there. We did have timeouts too. So yeah, but that play, you got to shout out to that defender. Was that Nixon? That wasn't even his guy. He basically recognized the play and shot all the way over there. Great play by him.
Great play.
Play design was correct. Better play by the defender there. But great. Thank you for sending that in, Ivan. I agree. That was probably one of the best halves of football we saw. Which sucks was the first half was kind of the opposite. Not all on him, but it was definitely a tale of two halves there. But appreciate that voicemail, Ivan. Thank you.
So,
we got Tavon next.
Yeah, 100% agree with Jack. I think everybody's overreacting. I think, everybody just needs to relax and pump the brakes. Yeah, it sucks that we lost to our division rivals, the Packers, but you know how that goes. They always seem to have our number, but overall, our season is not over. We're still in this thing. Go on to win and beat Cleveland next week, and we're right back in it. Like I've been saying all season, we're playing with house money. So we're perfectly fine, everybody. Just relax.
We need that on the shirt. Just relax. No, thank you, Tavon. It's great. Now I think most of us are like that because now it's a new game. But the first couple of days, it's really losing to the Packers. That's what it is. It doesn't matter if we're the worst team in the league or if we're the best team in the league. Losing to the Packers always hurts. But thank you, Tavon. I think we all needed that one. Let's go to Kevin next.
Long-time listener, first-time caller here. Bringing it on. Everyone's talking about Caleb. Everyone's talking about the defense, which definitely gave up some plays. But you know what's really frustrating and really starting to grind my gears? This special teams. I mean, honestly, I'm just calling it the 35-yard play because you are guaranteed to start there against this defense. Something needs to change here, gentlemen. 12's just running into people's asses. I don't even know what to say. Give me your thoughts, gentlemen. Give me your thoughts.
Well, there's a lot of emotion there. Well, thank you.
I love it.
Appreciate it. If you want to see our thoughts, Kevin, unfortunately, you have to go back to the last episode where we definitely debriefed all that. Okay, and then we're going to finish it off with Sam here.
What's up, boys? Interesting game, man. I mean, first half, we were just god-awful. Probably one of the worst halves of football I've ever seen. And then second half, we were just lights out. Probably one of the better halves of football I've ever seen. When the Bears can find a way to put both of those halves together consistently, don't even need to be great, but two good halves of football, I think that's our next step from going from good to better, and then hopefully better to best. Bear down.
Appreciate it, Sam. I love the wordplay there at the end.
Let's see what you did there, Sam.
Yeah, we saw that. You ain't getting that biased, but I appreciate it. Thank you all for the voicemails. And again, if you want to send in some voicemails, it's free to do. All you have to do is go to the link that you can see here down below where it's speakpipe.com/the BFR podcast. You just use it like a voice note. It gets sent to us and we play it on our shows. If you have a thought, if you have a question, right, midweek, you can do it then. If you want to do it before the game starts, talking about how you're feeling, or if you want to do it halftime or post game, send them all in. We like to play all of them. We really do appreciate.
They are 30 seconds though. We've been getting so many. We did bring it down to 30 seconds. So be aware of that when you send it in. But and if you're trying to get it in after the game, send it in probably within the first 5-10 minutes if you can. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll play them next episode. But we'll love them. You guys have always delivered. We appreciate them. Always keep them coming. So,
and heads up too, you can re-record it. So if you mess up, it's totally fine. You can re-record it, or if you send us multiple, we'll just probably pick the best one. It's totally fine. But yeah, no pressure. But we do love hearing your guys' thoughts on the game, which is great. Again, we want the community we're building. We want to hear your guys' opinions because they matter just as much as it is ours. So we all love this team. We all love watching this team go through the highs that we are now and then the lows if they ever happen. And that's what we're here for. That's what makes this game and this community fantastic. And that's why we're trying to build it here. And speaking of the community, we got to give a shout out to our Bears Film Room family, like we always do. We got to give a shout out to the OGs and the new face gangs. So let me just define, because I saw some questions in here. What makes you an OG? You just have to watch 2 episodes or more. That's it. So if this is your first time commenting, you're a new face gang, maybe from the comment section. But if for all long time watcher, but only first time commenter, that's totally fine as well. You're a true OG. So let's just go through these. We do have the RB catcher here with the new face gang. So shout out to you. Thank you again for the BFR for watching the Bears Film Room podcast. Number one show for the fans. By the fans. And then we got Devin McGovern on YouTube with the hashtag OG Bear Down Boys. We're getting this W this week. Absolutely agree, Devin. Then we got our Hall of Fame Patreon member Gage with the hashtag OG. No excuse for losing this one. Yeah, if we lose this one, we're not built for playoff football, in my opinion. And then RB Catcher again, just I saw the comment here, was a new face gang, first time in the live chat. Typically watch the videos. Appreciate that. We really do. And then we have sorry, that was a question. Let's go to this one here. We have Flow Storm Official on YouTube with the hashtag OG. And let me see if there's any other ones in here. I don't see that. So again, thank you all for the shout outs there as well. We appreciate you guys supporting the show. And then we did have one question here, which I thought was important because I don't know if you saw this, Dave, but here from Cody on YouTube said, do you guys think all 3 offensive line signings make the Pro Bowl? And I think right now we have 4 offensive linemen that are at least top 10 in Pro Bowl voting. So if you had to bet, not that it's being held against you here, but if you had to bet how many of the 5 players, probably not our left tackle because it's been, switched around, but out of the 4 remaining starters, how many of them make the Pro Bowl?
Well, I think the Jonah Jackson, Joe Tooney, Darnell Wright, Drew Dahlman are all top 3 in their position for votes. If I remember last time looking. So they win this week. and they win next week, I think all 4 of those probably could make the Pro Bowl, especially at least as one of them, if not 2 by alternates. Joe Tooney's a lock.
Yeah, he's a lock.
Darnell Wright's probably a lock in my opinion, as like an alternate or at least a backup. Dahlman, I think has been really, really good. Jonah Jackson surprising people. I think all 4 could be Pro Bowlers, which would be awesome.
For sure.
Deshaun Wright, yeah. I see Deshaun Wright, Kevin Byard.
Yeah, Kevin's a lock. You can't be the interception.
I think the Bears could get 2 All-Pros. I think Kevin Byard, All-Pro safety.
Yep.
Joe Tooney, All-Pro.
Yep. That's probably your 2 for sure locks.
So
yeah, it's crazy. That's what it kind of leads to why this team has been playing well. You have to have really good talent on that side of the ball.
You know who's having a really good year? That guy that sucks. Edmonds. Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah, him being out for those 2 games, that was tough because he was on a heater for like 5 games.
He's out for more than 2 games now.
Oh yeah, how long has it been? Oh, IR. So it's been 4 weeks.
Yeah,
you're right.
He can come back next week. So
you're right. It's a good point because he was playing really well, and also he was leading at one point he was an interception leader as well. Yeah, tied with Byard. So kind of crazy. All right, we have some questions here. We can go through real quick speed rounds. We got Jake on Twitter said, "Bear down. Are you doing any giveaway for the game next week?" Possibly. Typically, Dave and I do them when the team wins.
Gotta wait.
I didn't. Yeah, we have to wait. But if you want to find out, follow both Dave and I on Twitter and make sure you follow the BFR pod as well, because that's the only way you can win. So we do appreciate that. And then we have this one here from Killer Shots on YouTube. Do you think we beat the Packers in game 2? Stay tuned. You'll have to find out for that. This week, we got one team in front of us.
Let's beat the Browns. We'll have our preview.
Yeah. So next, actually, now we think about it, Dave, do we do the pregame show next Saturday morning, the same day as the post game? We might need to figure that out now that's on Saturday. Yeah. I thought it was on Sunday, but good call out there. Okay, let's see if there's anything else in here. Nope, I think we are good. No final thoughts here. Sorry. I got to give love to our Hall of Fame members here, our Patreon members as always. So shout out to our Hall of Fame Grizzly members that hold down the BFR Den on Patreon. So shout out to Michael from across the pond, Gage who's in the chat, Philip, Michael Berry, Angie, Ryan Reeves, Daniel Jones, Thomas Whitty, Tito as well, who was in here in the chat earlier on, Dave, and then Jerome from Darien. Shout out to all of y'all. We really do appreciate all of you Hall of Fame Grizzly members. We'd be nothing without you. And of course, we gotta give love to our rookie Grizzly members as well, because y'all are just as important. So shout out to Alex, Chris, Ethan, Caleb, Jason, and Megan as well. We really do appreciate all of you Patreon members as always. And again, if you want to join the Patreon, link in the description. You get a shout out every single show. We do not miss a beat because we want to make sure to show all of you important people, because the show wouldn't be nothing without you. And then also, we didn't talk about it yet, but you can join our Discord for free. Links in the description. In there, we do have a weekly contest that goes on where you can win a gift card to where if you win, you'll win a gift card to our BFR store, and you can win multiple if you keep winning, like this example here, and you get a shout out on every episode. So here, we got to give a shout out to last week's Discord prediction winners of the week, and we had a tie actually. Pearl Deck Nibbert, who's won multiple times. He's actually in the lead right now for consistently getting predictions right, which is crazy. So he might win a big prize at the end of the year, which is cool. And then also, it's good to see our Patreon member in here, Daniel Jones, also known as Sweetness34, fantastic name, also won a gift card to the BFR store. So shout out to both Pearl Deck Nibbert and Daniel Jones on Discord. Again, if you want to join, link in the description. Same with the Patreon. Also, link is on our BFR pod Twitter page as well, or you can hit up Dave and I. We'll happily answer any questions you have. But again, we want to appreciate all the support, whether it's financially through the Discord, buying merch, right, or donating super chats to the show, or if it's free by you telling a friend, liking him, subscribing, or supporting our partnership with Even Coffee as well, using BFR to get $5 off. If you do anything of those, or everything of those, or none of those, whatever it is, we do appreciate you. Try to do one of them, like we do appreciate. That's probably the easiest one for us, and it helps the show grow. But anything in between, you guys are fantastic, because again, this is the Bears Film Room Podcast, which is the #1 show for the fans, by the fans. And so we're always going to shine light on y'all fans, because we're fans like y'all, and we love seeing this community grow. So appreciate it. Dave, any final words? Oh, I do want to say this actually. Gage, you said that list has really grown. It really has. The Patreon list is getting bigger and bigger, and that's all thanks to y'all. So really do appreciate that.
Nope. We'll see y'all tomorrow around 4 or 5 o'clock. We appreciate you. Again, the sport's been amazing. Can't say it enough. So bear down. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. and we'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.